Okay, and so we just keep, again, talking to people, advancing quests. I think that actually upgraded one of our abilities, or one of our cooking abilities. I think it upgraded vegetables, because we were able to bring him mushrooms. Oh, and he's actually given us a request. He wants us to kill 8 Kuchuus. Oh, we still have some other things to do. We'll do our Jaggia first. Should be pretty easy, especially with Cha-Cha in tow. And I like to go ahead and gather paintballs. I know it seems silly, but this way we can get a massive paintball collection going early on. You're going to use them, so you might as well get them. Little discussion on the bug staff, although I'm sure I'll repeat myself later. Interesting thing about this is the bug and the staff level both together and separately. In that you can't upgrade your staff unless you upgraded your bug. You can't upgrade your bug unless you upgrade your staff, although you can upgrade them both quasi-independently of one another. You can only upgrade your bug by feeding him. So it's a good idea to find out exactly where you can get resources for feeding your bug and do those quests a bunch. The really tricky thing comes along, though, when you want to start upgrading him down a certain path. If you had the opportunity to play Phantasy Star Online all those number of years ago, you'll remember the little feature called Mag. Mag you had to be feeding on a basically hourly basis. I think you actually feed him every maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And doing that would slowly upgrade his abilities, which would then in turn upgrade your abilities. The bug is a little bit like that, although he's a little bit more independent than you. He doesn't directly buff you from his own abilities, but you do use him to give yourself buffs. So you may notice I have little white outlines around me. I had my bug attack a monster that gave me a small speed buff. So I'm glad I did that. Makes me a little bit quicker. Makes the quest go by a little bit faster. I was hoping to find another Jaggia here, but I bet if we go back, he'll just respawn over in the corner. Yeah. Oh, we've been killing the wrong monster the entire time. It was Jaggia. Oops. Well, I know there's a bunch over here in Area 4. And again, we're just looking for areas with Jaggia. And sometimes if you leave and you come back, they'll instant respawn. And that's what I like. I don't want to have to sit around and wait for them to show up again. Well, sometimes you have no choice but to try and track them down, I guess. I don't know what area might have more of them. I guess maybe 9. Possibly 5. Let's see. Now, the bug staff might seem a little slow. That's because when you're fighting little monsters like this, you don't really have many opportunities to give yourself buffs. They typically only give 1, possibly 2 buffs per little monster. It's only when you fight the big monsters that you're really given an opportunity to get all 3. But the upgrades in order are attack, speed, and defense. And if you get any 2, you're usually good to go in terms of a fight. Especially because you get better combos then. But what you really want is you want to get all 3. Then you become the Golden Man. And that's something you'll see me freaking about quite often as I get further into the game and fighting more things with the bug staff. just remains to be seen that if you're the golden man, you're having the best time. Okay, so go ahead and get your rewards. Okay, so Chacha's already again getting some levels, which is good. Give him little boosts to his attack and defense. Get him to activate his special ability more often. Okay, and we can just go straight into the next quest again, because we know it's Kelbi Horn. And because we've already gotten our Kelbi Horn, it should be over nearly instantly. Yay! So, I actually haven't checked this quest out to see if it's still the same. Iceman, of course, showed that there's a quest you could do in the offline village in 3U that would let you advance days. Monster Hunter 4, of course, still has the same day cycle where you can advance things by a day and get your farm to move ahead or get your cats ready to fight more monsters. Let's see. Remember, I had to give 3 Kelbi Horns up in order to advance this quest. And I get no Kelbi Horns back. Although I do get a green Kelbi Horn. Not really a good trade, but I guess not awful. Well, I guess if you're ever able to buy Kelbi Horns, you could use that quest as a great way to advance time. Although it might be kind of money intensive. Could be worse. Okay. And so now we've got just our quest to fight Kuchuus. I might switch over to a different weapon to fight them. Just to briefly gloss over it, just to get people interested that are watching these introductory videos. Carry around the charge axe. Now this weapon is for people that like switch axes, but want to still be popular. It has the same sort of format of you're going to have a gauge that you have to have fill up, but rather than it filling up over time, you actually have to fight the monster in order to actually get things built up. And then from there, you use those built-up files to do extra damage, just like you would with the sword mode in the switch axe. Except this time around, you go from sword mode to axe mode, rather than from axe mode to sword mode. If you follow me. Okay, and so what we're looking for are Kuchuus. They're little pill bug-looking guys, and you can find them in Area 7. If not in areas sooner, you might find them in Area 2 or 4, I'm not sure. We'll find out. You probably have to encounter them before they start showing up and start wandering around. And you'll see all these wonderful gathering and mining nodes all over the place. It's probably not a bad idea to start gathering from them. I'm not going to show it while I'm playing now on camera, but I will definitely be going back to them to start gathering iron ore and macrolide ore to upgrade some of my weapons and armor. So when it comes time for me to fight whoever's up first, and you see that I've got better armor, realize that I got it by doing the mining in these areas here. Or maybe even just by fighting Kuchuus. Okay, so you got a basic combo here. XXX does a pretty basic 1, 2, 3. And then you can use the A attack to do a charge attack. And build up your gauge even further. And finally you have axe mode, which is going to be hard to get into. Because I've got these little guys bouncing around all over the place. You can just see it just looks so powerful. You got to hit them first to get them to roll over on their back. And then you can go all axe mode on them. Pressing the X and A button at the same time will cause you to instantly do that double overhead swing. Otherwise you do some attacks that aren't really file efficient. The standard A is just this little chop to the side. Not a big fan. But A, double hit, and then you keep going, you go into this crazy overhead slam attack, and that just does like a ton of damage and uses up a ton of your files. Or a ton of explosions, that is. It still uses the same number of files. Pressing R and A when you're in sword mode will actually let you load your gauge, but you have to either see that your files up there are glowing yellow to load 3 files, or glowing red to load all of them, so to load 5. And I don't know where the Kuchuus went. I still need to kill a couple more. Maybe I have to climb up. Maybe they're hiding up there. Still don't see any Kuchuus. Well, we'll go ahead and take a little shortcut down to Area 8, and then we'll come back and see if any have shown up. This may kind of be a way to force you to go up to Area 5. They probably want you to, at this point, have explored nearly the whole map. And this is just really overkill. I don't really know what caused this Kuchuu to freak out like that. Okay, and this is actually a good opportunity to show off a leaping attack, possibly. Nope, didn't hit. Okay, so that's it for Kuchuus. Not exactly scary. I'm not sure that I've ever actually even been hit by one. Little to no damage. Well, they do have some interaction with other monsters. That does show up sometime later on. Hopefully you'll get to see it in the next coming days and weeks. Oh wow, lucky. I don't know what the odds are for that. What? Something's up. Maybe they made Banabras easier to carve. I guess I haven't really farmed enough of them to really know, but seems easier. Again, you'll be seeing there that I've gotten quite a bit of